What is going on, everybody? How you all doing? My name is Jason Joseph. This, of course, is Sharing the Mic with JJ. All right, and we got a special guest on this week. This is my brother from another mother. This is my guy, Mitch Kofsky. All right, Mitch. Mitch and I just go like way, way back, and I see that everything that he's been doing on YouTube. I remember when he was doing movie critiques, and I remember like when he was doing food critiques and all those types of things. And man, he honestly really inspired me. He's one of those people that inspired me to come on here, and I'm so happy to have him on. Mitch, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. You were just on my Sixers Alert podcast. We broke down the Sixers. So let's
Yes.
just get right into this, man. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, man. I mean, I wanted to start off a little bit with the Sixers stuff because obviously you've been putting out so much Sixers content. You've also been doing a lot of Eagles stuff too. Your YouTube shorts are incredible, by the way. Like, I love your YouTube shorts. With WWE, with the NBA, like, you really tackle so much stuff. So,
I appreciate
um,
that, man. I appreciate that.
oh yeah, of course. So like let's talk a little bit about these Sixers first of all, man. Like I've been really lucky because I've been somebody that has been doing a lot of Phillies content ever since the Sixers lost,
Mhm.
and that's been kind of getting me through my grieving process. I know that Sixers are number 1 when it comes to you.
Yep.
How have you been dealing with this whole entire offseason?
It's tough, man. It's actually tough because, they're not making any moves.
I know.
The James Harden situation, the Tobias Harris contract. It's just like over and over. It keeps on building and building. But I love the Sixers so much. I love the basketball. So I'm just like, puts it out there, man. And that's basically where my channel has been going as of late. It's more Sixers and more basketball. I'm actually partnered with Edge of Philly Sports, who used to be with the Painted Lines. So I've been covering the Summer League with them. I've been covering everything in Philadelphia Sixers with them. So it's a huge honor to work with like Sixers writers and stuff like that as well. So
Yeah, I think that that's so fascinating, and that kind of leads me into the first thing that I wanted to talk to you about. I've been covering the Delaware Bluecoats. I covered them for like 2 years, and I got to see Jaden Springer. I got to see Paul Reed. I got to see Charles Bassey. Mac McClung. I didn't get to see Mac McClung this year, but obviously I've heard a lot of things about him because I still keep in touch with people that still work with the Bluecoats. I just want to ask you, when you watch Summer League this year, was there anybody that really stood out to you in regards to just their skill and if they can make any sort of contributions to the team and maybe, I don't know, like get more of a bench role, if you will?
So for me, it's Quavion Smith. Now,
Yeah.
he's been really surprising me as of late with his confidence of shooting, his hustle, athleticism, whatever he's got in the tank, you see out there in Summer League. So he deserves an NBA contract for the Sixers. He actually already has a two-way contract. So which that means is
Good.
that he can play for the Sixers. And if they need him for the Delaware Bluecoats, they'll send him right down, vice versa. So to Quavion Smith. And then Jaden Springer, with his athleticism, his defense, his bounce. I mean, Springer's gonna make some big noise in the season.
I'm very excited about Jaden Springer too. That's somebody that I got to watch a lot of in the NBA G League in regards to just his athleticism and his defense. I saw it from a night in and a night out perspective. The one thing that I also, was a little bit concerned about with him was how is he going to learn how to shoot? And how is he going to get better at his free throw form? Because those are some things that I typically look at when it comes to NBA G League players because they can be very athletic and they can play really good, against talent that that's there. But like once you're making that transition into the NBA, it's a little bit of a different ball game. But I think that Jaden Springer is going to be a really good player. I'm just really hoping that he works on the shooting. I want to talk a little bit more about Nick Nurse though, because this is a guy who comes in and he has a lot of experience. He works at the highest level. He wins at every single level of the NBA G League and overseas. and those types of things. And the first thing that he does is he comes in and he's coaching the G League squad. I
Yep.
want to ask, just from a coaching perspective, did you see any sort of play calls that he was running? Did you see stuff that you liked that maybe he's going to utilize in his toolbox per se during the regular season that just stood out to you?
So for me, it goes on the defensive side because Nick Nurse is more of a defensive minded coach. And
For
with
sure.
last year, we had Doc Rivers, who did not really make much adjustments during the defensive side. So with that, I'm looking for Nick Nurse. Like, what kind of zone is he gonna run? Man to man, 3-1-3-1, etc. What is he gonna do, and how is he gonna use like our players to guard their best players, etc. So I think Jaden Springer is going to excel with Nick Nurse as the defensive minded coach. So I can't wait to see that aspect, and especially with Maxey, because Maxey's not exactly the best defender in the backcourt. So Nick Nurse is going to help him with that, and vice versa. So I can't wait for the defensive side.
Yeah, I'm excited about the defensive side too. I also think that Joel's game, even though the sky is the limit with him in regards to just his skill set, I do feel like that he has another layer to him on the defensive side too. And if Nick Nurse is going to be somebody that's going to push him, well, maybe he becomes a better, not only a better rim protector, even though he's like one of the best rim protectors in the NBA, but he's really, I think, underrated at guarding the perimeter. And I'm interested to see if he's going to be guarding more of the perimeter this year, especially when if Paul Reed and more of these athletic guys are going to get more minutes. Maybe you switch and maybe you put Embiid at the top of the perimeter and maybe you put Paul Reed as the rim protector. I don't know. I'm very fascinated by that. And I haven't really gotten to watch a whole lot of summer league, so I kind of just like wanted to get your 2 cents about it. But I'm honestly like with this whole team, it's been such a back and forth type of a thing where
Yeah.
you just don't know like what's going to happen in regards to next season, and you don't want to get your hopes up because you just want to get out of the second round. In some ways, though, when it comes to the coaching style of things, I am actually looking forward to that. But, um, but are you?
I am, of course, when it comes to Nick Nurse, and I want to talk about the offensive side actually, because not a
Yeah,
lot of people
go for
talk
it.
about the offensive side when it comes to Nick Nurse. Now,
Yeah,
with Doc Rivers, it was basically ISO ball, no ball movement. Everyone just stayed put in the corner, dunker spot, whatever it is. Nick Nurse will make adjustments. He will have them play team ball, and if they're not doing exactly what they're going to do on the court, Nick Nurse would sit them down. Nick Nurse would be like, "Okay, you're out, you're in." Something that Doc Rivers hasn't done in a very, very long time. So when you look at the offensive side, it's just like the cutting, the backdoor cuts, the give and go, the pick and roll, the high screen, the low screen, whatever you want to call it. He's going to use that to his advantage, and especially use Embiid down low and not the three. And then I truly believe that he's going to have Maxey be the number one or number two option. Like, if Harden is still here, I don't think he's going to be the number two option. I think he'll move down to the three, and then Maxey will be like the one or the two. Because if Maxey's the one, Embiid is still going to get 25 to 28 points per game. Maxey's still probably going to get like what? 22, 23 points per game.
oh
It,
yeah.
the increase is insane. His 3-point shooting, he shot like 40% from three this past year. Like, Maxey's becoming that guy, and a lot of people tell me he gives them Allen Iverson vibes.
He kind of does in a sense where he's that guy that just like loves the city. He embraces everybody around him, and he's an assassin. And I think that sometimes, like even during the playoffs last year, we were all like, Maxey has to be more aggressive. Maxey should be going to the rim. Like he should be taking more shots. And that was the only critique that a lot of people, including you and I, had about Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
And I really feel like that his game is just gonna go up in so many ways. And no one's really talking about this. I'm really happy that you brought up Maxey. The second unit, Doc didn't really have him in the second unit last year. And
Mhm.
if he's running the second unit along with being in that first unit, I think that bench is going to get better.
Yes. Yeah. And you brought something like the bench up. Last year, we have a better bench than we did now. Right now, our bench is
Yeah.
not as
Oh,
good
for
with
sure.
that.
No.
So I don't know if Maxey can actually run. You might need Patrick Beverly in a backup point guard because Maxey's not that good at
Yeah,
playmaking.
true.
So we're gonna need a backup point guard or definitely some wings. So with Tyrese Maxey, I don't know. I really want to see how the rest of the offseason goes. Are we going to make any more moves? Are we going to pick up like Kelly Oubre and stuff like that? So I'm just waiting for the offseason to unfold.
I'm totally with you. The clock is on for Daryl Morey, man. The clock is ticking. I gotta tell you that right now. It's
You're telling
ticking,
me,
man.
yeah.
I do want to switch things over, and I do want to talk a little bit about the Eagles because I know that you're a diehard Eagles fan too. Ever since the Super Bowl ended last year, there were a whole lot of question marks about Shane Steichen, right, and just about Jonathan Gannon, and not just from the coaching perspective, but like losing CJ, GJ, and some of these guys on the defensive side. Are you like when you look at the Eagles' overall offseason, what grade would you give Howie Roseman?
Oh my God, what grade is a complete opposite than Daryl Morey. So with that being said, I'm gonna give him like an A plus. I
Yeah,
mean, look at all the players he got just from the draft alone.
I know.
Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith,
Yeah,
Sidney Brown. I can go on, and especially
I
with
know.
the head coaches that he got now with Sean Desai,
Matt
defensive
Patricia.
coordinator. Then you brought up Brian Johnson, who knew Jalen Hurts since he was a little kid. So there's
Yep.
chemistry there.
Yep.
Didn't do much on the offensive side, but we didn't really need much. We needed more upgrade on the defensive side. So I really like what oh my god, I was about to say Nick Nurse. I'm still on the Sixers. What Howie Roseman is
Nick
doing.
Sirianni. Yeah. No, no, I feel you. No, there's definitely a lot of Knicks in Philadelphia. You got Nick Sirianni, you got Nick Nurse, you got Nick Castellanos. Like, man, like just a lot of Knicks. Uh, but no, I totally feel you on that. Um, do you think that the expectation for the Eagles coming into the season is make it back to the Super Bowl? Or
Yeah,
do you think that that's pushing it too much?
no. You know me, bro. I'm one of the most realistic Eagles fans out there.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not like one of these guys who will go like 17-0 until proven otherwise. We're going back to the Super Bowl, right? But from all the offseason moves we did have made, besides the loss of CJ Gardner Johnson, who actually did get hurt, prayers up to him. Hopefully everything's okay the day we were recording this.
Contact.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
saw
prayers
that.
up to Gardner Johnson, man. But when it comes to this Eagles team is going to be so much more fun to watch. And then when you look at the schedule, we play you guys in the first week. So we got that going for us. The first half of the schedule is not as tough as everyone claims it to be. The second half of the schedule goes really tough.
Brutal.
It's
Brutal.
really tough. So
Yeah.
if I had to give a prediction right now, I had like 13-4 in the beginning, but I'm gonna stick with 13-4 right now. I'm gonna stick with 13-4.
Let's
People
say
have us going to have 16-2, 17-1, or how many weeks there are in the NFL season. So it's just like, yeah, I'm going 13-4. 13-4.
I think that that's definitely a safe pick. I do feel like that the 49ers it wouldn't surprise me. It actually seriously would not surprise me if the Eagles and the 49ers met in the playoffs again. I think that that would be so awesome.
Oh my
I
god.
I, I
Dude,
really do.
I'm getting you're gonna love this. I'm getting DMs from 49ers fans.
Oh, I still
Still,
do. I still
still
do.
Oh wait, you do?
I
But
do
you're a
too.
Patriots fan, so I don't understand.
No, so the whole thing was that I was actually defending Jalen Hurts, okay,
Oh, okay.
In that
Okay.
NFC round, and I wasn't necessarily attacking Brock Purdy, but the whole just complaining about like losing your third string quarterback and that like would have been the difference. It's just nonsense.
It really
It
is.
really is. Like Brock Purdy got outplayed by Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, and that's all it came down to. Jalen was there. He was balling. That 49ers defense was a no-show with Bosa and with all those guys on the defensive side. Jimmy Ward was terrible. Oh
Yeah,
my
that was god
gosh.
awful.
He couldn't
Yeah.
stop anybody in the backfield.
Yeah.
So,
So I
but,
actually have a couple of 49ers content creators in the Hardcore Sports Network, and
oh,
they're
wow.
basically like they're good guys. Like they keep everything realistic, but it's just like it still leaves them a sour feeling. It's just like,
For
oh,
sure.
we couldn't do it. We have a quarterback this, quarterback that. Still get the excuses to this day. So it's just like I get it all the time. I still get it. So it's just like for me, it's funny at this point.
No, I think it is very comical in a lot of senses. But hey, we're just gonna have to see how this football season plays out. I'm actually, definitely getting in the zone for football. I know that training camp is starting very, very soon. I'm definitely I mean, the weather's changing. It's beginning to be August pretty soon, which is really hard to believe. I'm
Right.
starting to get in that zone where I'm ready for football and the end of baseball season too, because I think that that's like one of the best times of year. You got the fall, baseball and with football, there's just nothing better than that.
Yeah.
I do want to talk a little bit about, obviously, like just about like how you got involved with YouTube because like before you were just doing like Eagles and wrestling and just sports content. You were doing a lot of a variety of stuff. So, what got you into the whole YouTube game in the first place?
So it's actually kind of funny. So you go back like 7, 8, 9 years ago, right? My best friend at that time, we're not friends now, we don't talk, but he had his own reaction channel, okay? And he had like around 20,000, 25,000 subscribers at that time. And we
Oh
were
wow!
just talking, and I would see all these comments he was getting, bro. All these nice comments. Sure, there was a lot of hate in them. It's YouTube, right? So I would just read those comments one day, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do reaction videos. I'm going to do more movie reviews, video game reviews, challenges, stuff like that. So I'm like, you know what? Let's give it a shot. I made a Facebook post. I got 10 subscribers right out the gate. And then I started making content from there. And then the rest is history. I mean, if you really want me to go in depth, like you can,
Yeah, sure.
like, if you really want me to go in depth, like, the YouTuber Troy Dan?
I don't know Troy Dan.
Okay, so he's got like 4 million subscribers at the time right now. But
Wow.
a couple of years ago, he found my stuff. He found my content. And then he gave me this huge shout out, right? I was blowing it up everywhere. Twitter, YouTube, PlayStation, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
I got this huge shout out. I gained 1K subs. So I would just keep on going and going and going until eventually I got burned out, bro. I got like burned out because I was streaming one day on Twitch. He shot me out to like 500 viewers. He rated me on Twitch again. So I'm like, oh my god, it's getting too much, bro. It's getting too much. And then a couple months roll down. I do the challenge in June. It's called Every Day I Try to Upload in June, right? It's like 2-minute clips on my iPhone.
Right.
I get burned out again. So I'm like, you know what, guys, I need to take a break. I am done. So I put down my phone. I made a video. I'm like, guys, I'm done. I'm out. So that happened. And then a couple of years come down, COVID happened, right? Like that thing, that the bubble. And
Yep.
shout out to Philly Take with RB. Shout out to running back Philly. We're going to talk about them in a minute. They were like, Mitch, you should definitely come back, man. They were DMing me. They were like, Mitch, you should come back. So I'm like, you know what? During the bubble, I got nothing else to do. So
Yeah.
since then, I started making Sixers content, Eagles content, everything. So that's when I came back, and then this network hit me up. Like it was called Spotlight Sports Network at the time, and they were like, "Mitch, we would love for you to join us to gain you a following and stuff like that." So I joined. I was there for like 5, 6, 7 months, and then I leave because we get into something. I'm not going to get into that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm out. And then that day forward, I get a call from my very good friend, Eagles Uncensored, or AK Eagles. And I was like, bro, I just left the network. You want to do a Sunday morning show? Whenever it comes, we can do it every single week for Sundays. And he's like, wait, you left? I'm like, yeah, I'm out. I left like a couple hours ago. What? And he's like, you want to start a network? I'm like, wait, what? I
Yep.
leave one,
Yep.
and then we start one that same exact day. And I'm like, sure. And
Yeah.
that's where we are now, man. That's where we are now.
Hey, honestly, the Hardcore Sports Network, I got to give a shout out to everybody that's a part of the Hardcore Sports Network because you guys have, I mean, I'm going to say this for like the rest of my life and especially like the rest of the time that I'm on here. You guys really have just been pushing me in a lot of ways. And, you guys are definitely are a group of people that I've connected with so much. And
Yeah.
if it weren't for you guys, in all seriousness, it'd be really tough for me, doing what I'm doing right now, and I would have never learned as much as I've learned from you
Oh,
guys.
of course, man. We
So,
actually talk about you all the time, man. We check out your views whenever we're live. Philly halftime goes, man, Jason's at 50 something right now. I can't even get to 10. So he's just
I
like,
love Philly halftime,
Philly
man.
halftime is
Shout out
great.
to him.
Yeah, we are talk. You got to get him on here. I'll set it up if you want him on here.
I would love to get him on here. Seriously, I would
I'll
love to
talk to him.
talk. I would love to talk to him too.
Of
Um,
course. So yeah, we just all love talking about you, man. You keep on grinding over here. And then Jeff, right? RIP Jeffrey Turner,
oh yes,
NYG Jeffrey T 85. He's like, dude, Jason is killing it right now. He goes into your chat. You told me that. And he was like, man,
yeah,
the grind on this kid. I'm like,
yeah,
dude, I've known this guy for my whole life. I know
yeah,
everything he's been through. I know every single thing about this guy. And I was like, bro, the guy's a grinder. The guy works. So,
yeah.
yeah.
I did want to bring up Jeff like a little bit, and I guess now's the perfect time to do that, man, because Jeff, like the first episode that I came on like with you guys, I just remembered I was a little bit shy at the time, and I learned from Jeff, just to be able to just let the personality come out,
Yep.
and to be
Yep.
willing to just open yourself up more. And Jeff really was just that one person on here that when I first started doing this whole stuff, I said, "Man, you can't be a robot. Like you gotta put some swag into this."
Yep.
And Jeff obviously was able to do that. And every day, man, every day I always say a prayer for him because I miss him so much. And
We all do, man. We talk about him every single day. And
I know.
it's just like, I talk to his family still.
Do you
Me,
really?
Eagles Uncensored, we talk to his
Wow.
family almost all the time. They're great, great people. And
Yeah.
we just like, shout out to them, man. Shout out to them. Jeff was a great guy.
Of course. No, absolutely. And you guys at the Hardcore Sports Network, man, you guys are doing an incredible job just with all the content that you guys have been putting out there and how you've been able to stay really close. You
Yeah.
know, I don't like to say that there's a blessing that comes out of a curse, but I will say that the one good thing is that you guys have really been so tight from this.
Yes.
And I respect and truly admire that about you guys because I think that that stands for what you guys believe in and it stands for what you guys are doing
Yeah.
and and it gives you a purpose. And
Yeah.
so I tip my cap to you guys for that and
Yeah.
can't thank you enough. I do want to go into, just a little bit more about obviously like the YouTube stuff. So when you were like getting into doing Sixers content
Yes.
and doing football content too. You've been somebody that has really reached out to a lot of content creators
Yeah.
that has been really on the grind, editing videos, coming up with YouTube shorts. What motivates you every day to just do it?
Believe it or not, Jeff. Believe it or not, man, it's Jeff. I mean, I was doing
Makes
shorts
sense.
like so long ago. So I was gaining a bit of following here, but then I stopped. You know me, I get lazy. So
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm lazy. So I'm like, I will pop out a video here and there. And then you see Jeff, right? 4, 5, 6 shorts a day, 3 videos, 2 lives every single day. So I'm like, you know what? He's making me look bad. I can't let him pass me in subs. I can't let him do that. So I'm like, that pushed me
Love
out
that.
there. That got me, keep going here and there. I actually need to make more shorts actually. So
I
maybe
got to
I'll
do
do
it
a
too.
couple today. But yeah, man, it's actually Jeff, everyone in the Hardcore Sports Network, because it's just like we're a family, bro. Everyone we have, it's a family. Shout out to Snowman Media, one of our newest members.
Yep.
Blaze Radio. I can go on and on.
I
But
told him that he had to join. I told him.
oh yeah,
I told him. I
you
told him he
did.
had to. Oh yeah.
I
No,
didn't know that.
he found. Well, I don't know if you know this, but he found my channel because I think that he was looking for broadcasters, and he was just like, and I was like one of those first people that just popped up,
Yes,
and
yes.
he tells me that like all the time. Like he's from Chicago and he's tuning in, and he's like, you do like a really, really good job. And then I watched his show, Snowman in the Morning with Cole,
I watched
and
that too. Yeah,
and of course Snowman in the afternoon as well. And I learned about his whole story, and that was just like, just learning about him. Um, it really just drew me closer to him because I could see that he's just another like one of those guys that is not only really passionate about what he does, but there's a purpose to what he does every single day. And the content that he puts out there, it's just incredible because he's a grinder and he's a fighter.
yeah,
And with
yeah,
everything that he's been through, with everything that like the both of us have been through, I think that that's what kind of draws all of us together, and that's a part of what the Hardcore Sports Network is supposed to be. So I'm really happy that he joined
yeah,
because,
yeah,
I definitely did. I was definitely like, you have to join
yeah, yeah.
because, like everybody that's over there is just incredible. And I'm so happy that it's working now.
It's actually funny. I think I told you this, maybe not, but I found him in your chat, bro. I
Yep.
was just like, I found
Yep.
him in your chat.
Yep.
I'm just like, wait, who's this guy? Like
Yep.
literally, I was like, who is this guy? So I clicked on his name, and he was live. He was
Yep.
about to go live. So I'm like, you know what? About
Exactly.
him, it's just like, bro, he sounds like a real radio guy. Like he
Yes.
sounds like a real radio host.
Oh, yeah.
And you have me here sitting with the blue Yeti, standing up like it's something, like it's a lamppost, and you have
I know.
him like actually looks professional and everything.
Yeah.
So I am so glad he is in the network, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been saying this for the longest time, man. Got a spot
I,
open for you.
I know. I know. And I truly do appreciate it. I really, really do. Um, it definitely means so much to me,
Mm,
for sure.
yeah.
But man, like just this whole like grinding and I feel like I'm still new to this because like I've been doing this for only 7 months and I've just been, putting out so much content. It's like, just like trying to like weigh like all the options that are out there and just trying to figure out like, like how to do like your own content and like how to get better at your craft every day, not just from a studying perspective or not just from a broadcasting perspective, but just from the visuals and just from like the marketing side of things. Like I actually haven't really been posting a lot on my social medias lately
I
just
haven't
because I've
either.
been so focused on this.
Yeah,
But
I
but
haven't
I
either.
yeah, exactly. But I do want to get back to I do want to get back to the whole conversation about YouTube stuff. Um,
Go for it.
so when you're reaching out to these people, like, and you're also networking, and you're meeting guys like Farzi
Mm,
and
mm.
DJ Eastwood and Philly Mike and with RB, like how does that conversation spark?
So it's actually different for everybody. Like for Mark Forzetta, I just DM'd him, and it took him a while for him to respond. So
Yeah,
boom. So it's just like how Michael Jordan always says it, or Kobe Bryant, shoot your shot. Like just shoot for it. If they miss, just go on to the next. Like that's like, bro. I had Chris Franklin on. I had like all the Austin Krell at Sixers writer. If I did not reach
gross.
out to Edge of Philly Sports, right?
Yeah.
If I did not reach out to them, they would not have welcomed me in with open arms. So I'm just like to shoot your shot, man. And honestly, maybe you do know this, maybe you're not, but people, if you made it this far, I had Spencer Hawes on my channel. And if you guys don't know who Spencer Hawes is, look him up because he's actually one of my favorite Sixers players of all time.
Me
Not
too.
just because he was just on my channel, just like he was the original stretch big. He
Oh
was
yeah,
one of those stretch bigs
it was.
that we have now. And It's just like to shoot your shot, man. If you gotta troll a little bit to get what you want, that's what I've been doing lately.
Yep.
George's name might come on my channel. So it's just like
Oh
shoot
man,
your
you heard
shot,
it
man.
here.
Yeah, just shoot your shot.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah, me and you talked about that. I've
Yep.
gained so many connections right here on YouTube, not just Eagles, not just Sixers, not just Phillies, everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
Everywhere. I just shoot a DM and you're like, boom, that's it. No, don't be afraid. Guys, do not be afraid to get rejected. Do
Yeah.
not. People get rejected every single day.
Yeah.
It's facts. People get rejected every single day. So I'm like, you know what? Let me reach out. And if they're down to collab or down to like communicate, it'll work. If it doesn't, well. And it's
Yep.
just like, and if you any Eagles fans out there, don't be afraid to DM a Cowboys guy. Don't be
For
afraid of
sure.
that. Like, I know so many
Yep.
Cowboys guys that I'm cool with. So it's just like on a personal standpoint, we're cool. We talk every day. So it's just like, bro, when the Eagles lost to the Cowboys, right? My phone blown up by Cowboys fans. So I'm just like, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Just don't be afraid to reach out.
Yeah, I think that you bring up a really good point there because sometimes people can be a little bit caught back with those types of things and something could be holding them back. But, the one thing I've always admired about you, not just on YouTube, but off of YouTube, and just getting to know you throughout, like all these years, is that you're a fighter and
Yeah,
that you're somebody that doesn't like the word no.
yeah.
And even if like somebody does say no, you always find a way. And I've always really admired that about you, and I've always looked up to you in that sense because you've dealt with so much, and I just truly know that, and
Hey,
I'm just so happy
hey,
for you.
right there with you, man. After what you've been through for these last couple of years,
Yeah,
months,
thank
you're a
you,
fighter too, bro. Like seriously, I don't know if I can go through what you're currently going through right now. I don't know if I could do it. Like
thank
you're
you,
going through so much, and you're
thank you.
still putting out content like this.
Yeah,
Like what?
no, I'll be honest with you, like. My brother motivates me every day, and to be honest, like
Yeah,
this is therapeutic for me. And I didn't
dude.
realize it until like I literally started doing it because if I wasn't doing this, and if I was doing stuff like in the corporate business, like obviously like, I'm still like gonna be looking for part-time jobs and I'm still like gonna want to go in person and just meet people. And I'm still doing that too, just not as much right now. But it's hard, doing this type of thing, and you're not getting reps like when when you just graduate college. Like you have to travel, you have to spend money, and you have to build relationships, and it's just so easy to just do it from home. And I really feel like that like losing my brother, losing my Mitchie, it's motivated me every day.
I
And
still can't believe that, bro. We've
I
been
know,
friends for so many fucking years.
I know,
Like
I
we
know,
have the same
I know,
name.
I know. I know it is absolutely crazy. I do want to ask you. You kind of did go to it a little bit ago, talking about the networking side. But what would you say is like one of the biggest lessons that you've learned just from YouTube? You talked about being burnout at times. Sometimes I've dealt with that too, and just persevering. It can be tough at times, but what has been the biggest lesson that you've learned just from being on here like almost every day?
There's a lot of lessons I've learned. Like honestly, failure is one. Two, consistency, a schedule. That is the most consistent thing. And honestly, guys, I haven't been consistent. He's gonna tell you to say I have, but honestly, I have not. Okay. I have not been consistent as of late. I need to get back on that. And it's just like meeting people. It's just like I'm friends with my good friend who's also in the network, Next Shift Randy. Shout out to him.
Oh, Randy's great.
He lives in Canada, bro. He lives in Canada.
Yep.
And it's just like the amount of people you meet from different parts of the earth. It's just like I was doing this Sixers game, right? I think it was like I forget when last year. People from the Philippines commented on all my stuff, man. And that was from
Such
Facebook
a
and
great
all.
feeling.
And it's just like, wait, I had someone just the other day said it from Ireland. And I'm like, "No, Irish, good day," or whatever. I forget what I said, but I'm just like, yeah, yeah. And it's just like, don't be afraid. That's the number one I have to say. Don't be afraid. Reach out and don't be afraid of failure.
I think that those are really, really good points.
Yeah,
And, so many people get those misconceptions, especially early on, that, doing this is easy. It's really not.
it's
And when
not.
you're doing this like every day, it's not only is it a grind, but it has to become a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And, like you make your own schedule and you come up with your own structure, but like once you're in the zone, you're in the zone.
And it's just like, I'm going away this weekend, right? But I'm still going to crack out shorts. I'm still going to check in
Yep,
my guys and everything.
of
But it's
course.
just like never fails. I'm actually going to upload a video of our podcast right after this.
Yep.
So it's just like, yeah, just stay on consistent, man, and just like push out as much content. That's what Jeff told me. Jeff
Yep.
was like, Mitch, just keep on pushing out content, man. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Push, push, push. When Jeff passed, a lot of people were asking me, they're like, Mitch, how am I still getting notifications from Jeff? And I'm like, it's easy, bro. He's put out so much content that YouTube has to catch up.
Yep.
So if it
Exactly.
wasn't for that and YouTube not catching up, it was just like,
You're
I
doing
don't know,
something right.
you're doing something right, bro. You're doing something
Yeah,
right. And
I
I don't
totally
know if you
agree.
know this, man. Jeff was Jewish.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I
I
had to
honestly
get
did
that
not
out
know
there
that.
because me and you were Jewish. So we got
Yeah,
another one.
no, of course. And us Jews have to stay together too. You know what I'm saying?
There we go. I'm not getting my Jewish stars over there. All right.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. But Mitch, man, before I let you go, obviously, the Hardcore Sports Network, all your Twitter, all your socials. Please, like, tell everybody out there, like, all your socials, like where they can find you and what you have coming up and like what's in the works.
Okay, so I got my own link tree, guys, because of him. I got my own link tree now, so I will give you that. That will be in the description below. So there's my Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, my Snapchat's in there. I don't even know why. Um,
Mine
Twitter,
is too.
Snapchat. Why? Like I don't even use Snapchat. Like that's there. My Twitch is there, and it's just like, yeah. But I'm more focused on hardcore sports right now because we're trying to get more people in. So, especially female, we're trying to go more that route.
I think that's
So,
awesome.
and it's just like if you guys want to join, please hit me up. I'll review your content. I'll check it out, see if you fit, and yeah, we're getting close to monetize. So
Wow.
I'm just close. We're not like you, man. We don't put out Phillies games every single day. uh,
You
yeah,
do it once a week. You do a
I
good
do
job
things
doing
once
it.
a week, but
Yeah,
not on the network,
you
bro.
do a good job.
Me at
Yeah.
halftime, we're just sitting there roasting each other as the game is going on.
I watch it sometimes. I definitely do that. I love the bickering back and forth sometimes that you guys it gets so
Don't even get
funny.
me started, man. People actually DM halftime saying it's real.
Yeah.
But,
Oh man. And also
yeah.
Coach on there too, man.
Oh
Like,
yeah, Coach Ed. Yeah,
cool
he's a
cat.
cool cat.
Yep.
I'm gonna see him in a couple hours on the day of this recording.
Oh my
Woo!
gosh. Wait. That's today?
That is today, 3 o'clock.
Gosh.
It's
Wow.
every Monday at
That's
3.
crazy. Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Mhm.
Well, now you guys know we recorded this on a Monday, but that's totally okay. That is totally okay because eventually what we're gonna do is we're gonna eventually like release this on Wednesdays, to our members of the channel so that they have access to it first 48 hours before everybody else. But that's in the works. We have a lot of other stuff in the works too. I'm done babbling though. But Mitch, man, thanks so much for coming on here. I love you, brother, and keep killing it.
Same with you, man. Same with you.
Thank you so much. And guys, that's going to wrap things up for our second episode of Sharing the Mic with JJ. Catch you all next week.